monumental events. Coming in July 2025, here's what you need to know. 2025 Prophecies revealed. July 2025 is no ordinary month. July 2025 isn't just another month, it's a turning point. Around the world and above, forces are shifting. Rare planetary alignments, karmic gateways, and lunar energies are converging in a way we haven't seen in decades. For some, it may feel like a storm. For others, a spiritual wake-up call. Ancient prophecies speak of times like these when truth rises, illusions crumble, and humanity stands at a crossroads. And July is one of those moments. In this video, we'll explore the monumental events unfolding in the sky and on Earth, and how they may impact your life, your choices, and your inner journey. The signs are here. The shift is real. Let's take a deeper look, because what's coming is not just cosmic, it's transformational. Number 1. The Neptune-Saturn conjunction. As we move through July 2025, a powerful and rare cosmic event is quietly unfolding in the skies above, U-zone that carries deep spiritual, emotional, and even physical significance. This is the conjunction of Neptune and Saturn, two of the most influential outer planets in astrology, both now aligned at 7 degrees Pisces, a deeply sensitive and watery sign. This planetary alignment, which began subtly in June and reaches full intensity this month, will continue to shape events around the world well into February 2026. What makes this alignment especially important is that it occurs within the Vedic nakshatra Uttara Bhadrapada, a lunar mansion known in ancient wisdom for its spiritual depth, karmic purification, and connection to inner awakening. Adding to the intensity, this conjunction takes place near the fixed star Sheet, which throughout history has been linked to sorrow, unexpected tragedy, and metaphorical shipwrecks, moments in life when it feels like we're being pulled under emotionally or facing overwhelming waves of change. In modern terms, this doesn't only mean potential natural disasters, though astrologers do warn of heightened risks in the form of undersea earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, and even oil or gas explosions from beneath the ocean floor. But symbolically, this alignment also reflects what many people are already sensing: a deep emotional turbulence, as if something unseen is surfacing, urging us to confront uncomfortable truths about our lives, our world, and our shared future. What makes this moment even more crucial is how this planetary energy will affect regions near the Ring of Fire, that massive seismic belt wrapping around the Pacific Ocean. Places like Japan, Taiwan, the Philippines, Chile, and the west coasts of North and South America, especially Alaska and California, are particularly vulnerable to physical disruptions. But for those of us not living in these regions, this alignment still speaks to something profoundly relevant. Neptune symbolizes dreams, illusions, the unconscious mind, and all that is hidden beneath the surface. Saturn, on the other hand, represents structure, responsibility, and reality. When these two forces meet, we are often forced to look at the clash between illusion and truth, between denial and accountability. It can feel like the foundations we've relied on, whether in our personal relationships, in politics, or even our understanding of the world, are beginning to crack. Yet in Buddhist teaching, we are reminded that impermanence is not to be feared. It is in the very crumbling of false structures that new clarity is born. If we resist change, suffering intensifies. But if we meet change with openness and mindful awareness, transformation becomes not only possible but beautiful. So as we navigate this intense period, the lesson is not just to prepare for outer disruption, but to deeply reflect on what in our lives is calling for restructuring. Where have we clung to fantasies or outdated beliefs? What truths have we ignored out of fear or comfort? Neptune and Saturn, invite us to dive into our inner ocean and face the currents honestly. This may be a time to simplify, to listen more deeply to intuition, to reassess what truly supports our emotional and spiritual well-being. Meditation, journaling, spending quiet time in nature, or simply speaking truthfully with those we love can all be powerful tools right now. And for those feeling anxious or overwhelmed by these shifts, remember this: every great storm in nature is followed by a stillness. In Buddhist thought, suffering is not a punishment, but a teacher. If we walk through it with presence and compassion, we come out clearer, softer, and wiser on the other side. Let this alignment, as challenging as it may be, serve as a collective turning point, a cosmic reminder to purify not only our surroundings but also our hearts. Number 2. Planetary retrogrades. Neptune and Saturn slow down. In July 2025, something powerful and deeply symbolic is unfolding in the sky, and it's not just for astrologers or stargazers to notice. Two major planetary retrogrades, Neptune and Saturn, will occur close together, and their timing couldn't be more significant. Let's break this down, not just as an astrological event, but as a moment to reflect on what's stirring beneath the surface of our lives. Around July 4th to 5th, Neptune, the planet often linked with the ocean, dreams, illusions, and the subconscious, begins its retrograde motion. When a planet goes retrograde, it doesn't actually move backward, but it appears to do so from our view on Earth. That visual illusion symbolizes something meaningful, a turning inward. For Neptune, this means emotional tides may rise. You may find yourself questioning what's real and what's illusion. Neptune retrograde can peel back the layers of fantasy we often use to escape reality, whether through habits, media, or simply denial. Have you ever paused to ask yourself, what truths am I avoiding beneath the surface of my life? During this time, we may also see natural disruptions connected to watered tsunamis, undersea earthquakes, or gas leaks deep below the ocean floor. But on a personal level, it's our inner oceans that are being stirred. We're asked to dive deeper into our own minds and hearts, to feel what's been hidden, and maybe even to surrender a bit of control so that we can find clarity. And then, as we move to July 13th, Saturn, the planet of structure, responsibility, and reality, joins Neptune in retrograde. This is a heavier energy. If Neptune is the ocean, Saturn is the mountain. It holds the weight of discipline, time, and boundaries. When Saturn begins to slow down, we start noticing what in our lives isn't holding up anymore. Weak points in our structures, whether that's our financial systems, global supply chains, political systems, or even personal boundaries, start to show. You might feel a greater pressure to be responsible, to clean up unfinished business, or to make tough choices. This isn't about fear, it's about clarity. Ask yourself, what have I been postponing that now demands my attention? Case Ace. When Neptune and Saturn both go retrograde within the same month, their combined energy creates a spiritual and material reckoning. The dreams and the realities often kept apart are now placed side by side, asking us to reconcile them. These retrogrades don't just slow down external events, they amplify inner awareness. It's like the universe hits pause, not to punish, but to invite. Invite what? A moment to see clearly, to feel what has been suppressed, and to confront what is no longer sustainable. You may find that things around you seem to stall or feel uncertain, but this is precisely the moment to reflect rather than react. And if the outer world feels like it's being shaken through natural disruptions, economic turbulence, or political shifts, remember that the true transformation is always an inner one first. How can you create more harmony in your own life amid this cosmic slowdown? What outdated beliefs or habits are you being invited to let go of? So here's the deeper lesson from these July 2025 retrogrades. truth must be seen and structure must be strengthened. When illusion is stripped away by Neptune and Saturn asks us to stand firmly in reality, we're not being tested, we're being guided. The disruptions, while challenging, can also be seen as doorways. They open the possibility for healing what has been ignored and for building something more aligned, more resilient, and more honest, both within ourselves and in the world we share. In the end, this moment isn't just about planetary motion, it's about emotional motion, societal motion, and inner motion. As the skies shift, so must we. And as you walk through this intense yet enlightening time, remember, transformation doesn't begin in comfort. It begins in awareness. So pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what am I being called to release, and what truth am I finally ready to accept? Let this month be a turning point, not of fear, but of awakening. Number 3. The Mars Ketu conjunction. Let's talk about something powerful and important. Coming up in July 2025, the Mars-Ketu conjunction, which is one of the most intense astrological events of the year, reaching its peak around July 20th. Now, I want you to stay with me here, not out of fear, but because understanding this alignment can actually help you make better choices and stay grounded during uncertain times. In Vedic astrology, Mars is the planet of energy, aggression, and decisive action. It's the force that drives us to fight, to compete, to stand up and say, "This is what I believe in." On the other hand, Ketu, south node of the moon, is mysterious, invisible to the eye, and deeply connected to past karma, spiritual detachment, and sudden separations. So what happens when these two fiery and unpredictable forces meet? It's like striking a match near dry grass. The potential for combustion is real emotionally, socially, and even globally. And this isn't just theoretical. Historically, this exact alignment has coincided with events that shook the world. For example, during the tragic events of September 11th, 2001, Mars and Ketu were in conjunction, just like they will be in July 2025. That's a sobering connection, and while astrology doesn't predict specifics, it shows us patterns and energies that we would be wise to recognize. So what does that mean for you and your life? It means this is a time to stay alert and act with awareness, especially between mid and late July. During this period, emotions can run high, misunderstandings may escalate quickly, and tempers might flare without warning. Whether it's in your personal relationships, at work, or even while traveling, things that are normally manageable may suddenly feel out of control. On a global scale, we could see spikes in aggressive behavior, political tensions, or even terror-related activity in some regions. This doesn't mean it will happen everywhere or to everyone, but the energy of volatility is present, and knowing that allows you to take wise and cautious steps. Wouldn't you agree that having insight into the emotional weather ahead gives you an edge, just like checking the forecast before planning a trip? Now, let's be clear, this isn't about creating panic or feeding fear. It's about understanding energy and using that awareness to protect not just ourselves, but those around us. Maybe that means you choose to skip a large gathering or decide to stay home when your intuition nudges you. Maybe it means reaching out to a friend who's been feeling unsettled, or simply being more mindful in your daily interactions. How can you stay grounded when the world feels shaky? Can you use this time to strengthen your inner peace rather than reacting to external chaos? That's the deeper teaching here. Mars and Ketu don't just bring out a conflict, they challenge us to master our inner fire, to notice when we're getting pulled into drama or fear, and to choose a path of clarity instead. The very energy that can lead to destruction can also be channeled into spiritual growth, focused intention, and letting go of old patterns that no longer serve you. So as this conjunction approaches, ask yourself, how can I stay calm in the storm? How can I be a source of peace when the world gets loud? These aren't easy questions, but they're powerful ones. And in asking them, we begin to move differently, more mindfully, more courageously, more in tune with what really matters. Stay safe, stay present, and above all, stay rooted in your wisdom. If you've watched this far, you're already tuned into the powerful shifts coming in July 2025. Comment below with "Ready for Change" to affirm your openness to these monumental prophecies. Don't go anywhere, there's still so much more insight ahead that could reshape how you see the future. Stay with us until the end to discover what July 2025 may truly have in store for you. Number 4. Kalsarpa Yoga, a karmic reset in motion. As we move through July 2025, one of the most spiritually and astrologically profound alignments we face is the ongoing influence of Kalsarpa Yoga, a rare and potent planetary pattern that will remain active until the 28th of July. In the ancient system of Vedic astrology, Kalsarpa Yoga forms when all the visible planets fall between the two lunar nodes, Rahu in the north and Ketu in the south. This configuration isn't just a celestial curiosity, it's seen as a karmic convergence point, signaling moments when the deeper currents of destiny rise to the surface of our personal and collective experience. In simple terms, this means we're entering a period where long-held energies, both in our own lives and in the wider world, may be stirred up, disrupted, and brought into the light not to harm, but to heal. This cosmic pattern often coincides with events that feel fated or emotionally intense, whether it's sudden shifts in relationships, major societal tensions, or even environmental changes that jolt us into reflection. Yet, despite the drama that can accompany it, Kalsarpa Yoga is not a harbinger of doom. Rather, it serves as a spiritual cleansing, an inner and outer detox that asks us to confront what we've ignored or suppressed. Think of it as the moment when the storm rolls in not to destroy your house, but to wash away the dirt from your windows so you can see clearly again. The imbalances that surface during this time, whether emotional wounds, outdated beliefs, or collective injustices, are not punishments, but opportunities. When we approach this alignment with awareness, it becomes a chance to realign with what truly matters. Life may feel chaotic, but often it's this very chaos that stirs growth. Many of us may find ourselves revisiting old decisions, questioning paths we've followed, or feeling overwhelmed by a sense that something deeper is calling for change. And it is. This energetic shift is not just happening on a personal level, it's playing out across the world stage. Kalsarpa Yoga can coincide with global tensions, political unrest, or sudden awakenings in the collective consciousness. But from a Buddhist perspective, even the most uncomfortable changes carry within them the seed of transformation. When things fall apart, the space is created for something new to emerge. So rather than resisting the unease that may arise this month, we are encouraged to sit with it, to observe it without judgment, and to use it as fuel for compassionate action. If you've been clinging to toxic habits, burdened by emotional baggage, or avoiding necessary truths, this is a time to release with courage and begin anew. As Buddha taught, suffering can be the doorway to liberation if we walk through it mindfully. In our modern, fast-paced lives, it's easy to ignore the subtle signs that something within us needs realignment. But Kalsarpa Yoga acts as a spiritual alarm clock, loud, insistent, and timely. Instead of seeing disruption as something to fear, we can view it as an invitation to reconnect with our deeper values, to mend broken bonds, and to shift from separation toward unity. Whether that means healing family rifts, rethinking your career path, or simply spending more time in silence and nature, this is the moment to listen. Take a pause. Reflect on what's being uprooted, not with anxiety, but with curiosity. Life is speaking through these events, and its message is one of purification and preparation. Because just as night gives way to dawn, After this cosmic cleansing, there comes renewal, a chance to rebuild with greater awareness, to love more deeply, and to walk forward with clarity. Number 5. New and full moons carry intense global impact. July 2025 is not just another page on the calendar, it's a month marked by rare and powerful lunar alignments that could influence world events, shift political dynamics, and stir emotional undercurrents both globally and within ourselves. Two major lunar events, the full moon on July 10th and the new moon on July 24th, hold the potential to act as cosmic catalysts, ushering in what many astrologers describe as turning points in both personal and collective consciousness. Let's take a closer look at what these celestial movements might mean for all of us. The full moon on July 10th falls under the nakshatra Purva Ashadha, located in sidereal Sagittarius, a constellation known for its fierce commitment to truth, justice, and high moral principles. But this lunar placement goes deeper than noble ideals. Traditionally, Purva Ashadha is associated with declarations of war and assertive declarations. With the moon fully illuminated here, it could act like a spotlight on suppressed global tensions or ideological conflicts that have been simmering beneath the surface. This energy encourages bold truth-telling, but it can also provoke ideological clashes or dramatic announcements from global powers. What does it mean when justice and aggression dance together under the moonlight? Might we be called to choose between confrontation and wisdom, or to find a higher path through understanding? Then, just 2 weeks later, the new moon on July 24th arrives with even deeper intensity. It occurs at 7 degrees of Cancer and stands directly opposite Pluto, the planet associated with transformation, power, destruction, and rebirth. Pluto's influence here isn't subtle. It's the force behind major global shifts, geopolitical realignments, upheaval in power structures, and even tensions around military or nuclear issues. When the Moon and Pluto face off, we are looking at a moment of reckoning, a time when hidden agendas and long-standing patterns might finally come into the light, pushing humanity to choose whether to cling to outdated systems or embrace transformation. Have you ever felt something powerful shifting in your life, something invisible but impossible to ignore? That's Pluto's presence in action. What makes this new moon especially unique is that it doesn't stand alone. It's part of a rare configuration known as a yod, or the finger of God. In astrology, a yod represents a karmic paterna, fated turning point that demands adjustment, redirection, and awakening. When this sacred geometry appears in the sky, it's often a signal that something bigger than us is at play. It's like the universe is pointing its finger and saying, "Pay attention, this moment matters." What choices will we make under such pressure? Will we act with fear, or will we awaken to the possibility of conscious evolution? Taken together, these two lunar events create a powerful energetic corridor in July 2025, one that invites truth, transformation, and a reckoning with both personal and collective karma. This isn't just astrology, it's a call to awareness. Whether you're someone who closely follows celestial patterns or someone simply navigating life one day at a time, this is a moment to pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what truths are being revealed in my life? What outdated patterns am I ready to let go of? What transformation is asking to emerge through me? As we move through this potent month, the lesson becomes clear. The universe is always in motion, but sometimes its movements are more obvious, louder, more intense, more undeniable. July 2025 is one of those times. And in such moments, we are invited not just to react, but to respond with mindfulness. In Buddhist thought, when powerful external events unfold, we are called not to panic, but to ground ourselves in inner stillness and compassion. Like the moon itself, We go through cycles, times of fullness, times of emptiness, and everything in between. So what cycle are you entering now? Let this month remind you that even in times of uncertainty or upheaval, there is always a deeper pattern at play. Rather than fear change, observe it. Ask what it's teaching you. Reflect on your values, listen deeply, and act with awareness. In doing so, we not only navigate the storm, we become part of the calm that helps guide others home. Number 6. A message of hope. Transformation through challenge. While the events unfolding in July may feel overwhelming, it's important to understand that they are part of a larger, meaningful process. These disruptions are not random, they are catalysts for deep cleansing and renewal. We are living through a time of spiritual and global purification, where the weight of long-standing darkness, confusion, and imbalance is finally being brought to the surface. This is the necessary purge before healing can begin. As painful as it may seem, this moment is paving the way for a more unified, awakened, and compassionate world. Looking ahead, the forecast brings encouraging signs. Starting in August 2025, we can expect to see the first waves of peace, reconstruction, and emotional recovery. This will be a time for rebuilding trust, reviving economies, and restoring a sense of global balance. By 2026, a brighter chapter is expected to unfold. The year holds the potential for true progress marked by stability, connection, and clarity. The struggles of the present are laying the foundation for something far greater, a future that is more conscious, more connected, and more hopeful. So stay strong, stay rooted, and remember this is not the end, but the beginning of something better. You're not watching this by accident. July 2026 holds powerful truths that may impact us all. If you feel the shift coming, comment, "I sense it," to mark this moment. Keep watching until the end. What's revealed next could help you prepare for what's unfolding. How to prepare and stay grounded during turbulent times. In light of the intense astrological alignments taking place, it's important to approach the coming weeks with both practical awareness and spiritual steadiness. Here are key recommendations to help you navigate this period wisely. Number 1. Limit travel, especially to high-risk areas. As the world enters periods of instability, especially during times like July, when forecasts point to a heightened risk of natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes, or major storms across various regions, one of the most practical and protective actions we can take is to limit travel as much as possible, especially to high-risk areas like coastal regions or seismically active zones. The Buddha taught, "The wise, seeing danger, avoid it. They do not wait for disaster before they act." Caution is not fear, it is a form of mindfulness. During this time, unnecessary travel may carry greater risks than usual, both physically and emotionally. Instead of rushing into a world that is already unpredictable, we should prioritize staying in safe, familiar places where we can monitor the situation, stay connected with loved ones, and respond quickly if something unexpected occurs. Modern life often conditions us to constantly move: business trips, vacations, or the endless search for new experiences. But in moments like these, staying still is not just a way to protect ourselves, it's also a meaningful contribution to the stability of our community. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, "Guard yourself like a fortress defended against the enemy." Choosing to stay in a secure place is not avoidance, it's standing firm in the storm. Like a great tree that does not fall because its roots run deep. We can use this time to care for our homes, prepare essential supplies, maintain strong connections with our community, and most importantly, preserve our inner peace amidst a wave of unsettling news. Natural disasters rarely give warnings, but the awakened ones are always prepared. So this July, unless absolutely necessary, consider postponing your travels and steering clear of high-risk areas. The stability you create today may very well become the safety net for yourself and those around you. Sometimes, the most profound journey is not the one that takes you somewhere new, but the one where you choose to pause at the right moment. As the Buddha once reminded us, to remain unaware of danger in a dangerous place is ignorance. Let compassion and wisdom guide your steps in the days ahead. Number 2. Avoid large crowds and high-profile gatherings. During uncertain times, especially when the energy in the world feels tense and unpredictable, one of the most important things you can do to stay safe and steady is to avoid large crowds and high-profile gatherings. You might be asking yourself, why does this matter so much? Well, when collective emotions run high, such as during periods of social unrest, astrological peaks, or even times of widespread fear or confusion, public spaces can quickly shift from places of celebration or protest to environments of risk. Even if your intentions are peaceful, the energy of a large group can easily be influenced by just a few, and situations can escalate faster than expected. That's why taking care of your personal space and maintaining awareness of your surroundings becomes a vital part of your daily practice. Do you really need to attend that crowded event? Can your voice or your presence be expressed or shared in a safer, more intentional way? The Buddha once said, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." In that spirit, your absence from a heated or uncertain gathering may actually contribute more to peace than your presence. It's not about avoiding life or disconnecting from society. It's about choosing wisely where and how you engage. There is wisdom in knowing when to step back, when to preserve your energy, and when to protect not just your physical safety, but your emotional and spiritual well-being. And let's be honest though, often do we attend events out of habit, pressure, or fear of missing out, rather than out of true purpose. If the environment doesn't support your peace, is it worth entering? These questions aren't just theoretical, they help you stay grounded in your intention. And while public demonstrations or mass gatherings may have powerful meanings, not every moment is the right time to place yourself in the middle of collective intensity. There will be safer, more stable seasons to engage, to show up, and to contribute. For now, in periods where volatility is more likely, whether politically, socially, or even cosmically, your highest offering might be to stay rooted where you are, to cultivate calm, and to send your energy where it's most needed. To your family, your home, your community, and your own heart. Security isn't just about physical protection, it's about choosing clarity over confusion, presence over pressure. So, as you move through your days, ask yourself, is this the kind of energy I want to walk into? Am I prepared for what might unfold there? And if the answer is no, then walking away is not weakness, it's wisdom. The lesson here is simple yet powerful. Your safety, your peace of mind, and your grounded presence matter more than being seen in the crowd. True strength is knowing when to engage and when to retreat, not out of fear, but out of care for yourself and for the greater good. Number 3. Stay calm and spiritually centered. When the world feels shaky and uncertain, one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself and for those around you is to stay calm and spiritually centered. You might be wondering, how can I stay calm when everything around me feels chaotic? That's a fair question, and it's one that many people are asking quietly in their hearts right now. But the truth is, in moments of turbulence, fear and panic don't solve anything, they only make things worse. Fear clouds your judgment, panic shortens your breath, tightens your chest, and makes your mind run wild with worst-case scenarios. And before you know it, you're not responding to life, you're reacting to your own thoughts. That's why the greatest gift you can give yourself during challenging times isn't more news, more scrolling, or more worrying. It's inner stillness. To be spiritually centered means to return to your anchor, that quiet space inside where you feel grounded no matter what's happening around you. It doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is fine. It means being present enough to meet reality with clarity instead of collapsing under it. So how do we do that? Start small. Maybe that looks like waking up a little earlier just to sit in silence for 5 minutes. Maybe it's turning off the noise of the outside world and opening your journal to let your thoughts land on the page. Maybe it's saying a simple prayer or lighting a candle not for magic, but for mindfulness. One of the Buddha's most powerful reminders is this: peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. And that wisdom couldn't be more relevant right now. In a time when many people are running outward, trying to find safety in things, in others, in information, you have the ability to turn inward and find something that no chaos can take from you, your inner peace. Have you ever noticed how one calm person in a room full of anxiety can change the atmosphere for everyone? You have that power, but it begins with how you take care of your own mind. Are you giving your mind a place to rest each day, or are you feeding it a steady stream of stress? Are you breathing deeply and mindfully, or holding your breath without realizing it? These questions aren't meant to judge, they're gentle invitations to come back home to yourself. When you start to center your energy through grounding practices, whether that's meditation, prayer, journaling, deep breathing, or simply sitting quietly with your own thoughts, you create a space within you that's steady even when the world is spinning. And the more grounded you are, the more you're able to respond instead of react, to listen instead of lash out, to comfort instead of contribute to the noise. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, when the crowded refugee boats met with storms or pirates, if everyone panicked, all would be lost. But if even one person remained calm and centered, it was enough. It showed the way for everyone to survive. That one calm person could be you. And in today's world, we don't need more noise. We need more people who can be a source of peace for others by staying rooted themselves. But that starts with a decision to care for your mind, your heart, and your spirit before the outside world pulls you in every direction. So I want to ask you, what would it look like if you gave yourself even 10 minutes a day to sit with yourself, to center, to breathe, and to remember that while you can't always control what happens around you, you can control how you meet it? What changes in your life if you protect your peace as your greatest asset? What happens to your relationships, your decisions, your energy when you operate from calm instead of chaos? These are the questions that bring us back to what matters. Because in the end, it's not the noise that defines you, it's the stillness you create within it. So no matter how turbulent things may seem, you are not powerless. You have tools, you have wisdom, and most importantly, you have the ability to return to yourself at any moment and find peace again. That is your strength, that is your center, and that is what will carry you through anything. If this message spoke to you, let's take a moment together to ground ourselves. Comment "Peace Within" below to affirm your commitment to staying calm and centered no matter what's happening around you. Number 4. Prepare for disruptions, both mentally and practically. During times of instability, one of the most empowering and compassionate steps you can take for yourself and those you care about is to be prepared both mentally and practically for possible disruptions. This isn't about living in fear or expecting the worst, but about strengthening your resilience so that when challenges arise, you can respond with calm and clarity rather than panic. Start with the basics. Ensure your home is stocked with essential supplies such as non-perishable food, clean drinking water, basic medical kits, flashlights, batteries, and even backup power sources like charged power banks or small solar chargers. Think ahead about how you would manage if electricity, internet, or mobile service were interrupted, even if only temporarily. Would you be able to cook, stay warm, communicate with family or friends? These aren't just logistical questions, they're emotional anchors too, because when you're prepared, you carry a sense of groundedness that helps others around you feel safe as well. The Buddha wisely said, "The wise one, who is intent on peace, prepares like a skilled archer." Preparation is a quiet, steady form of mindfulness. It's a way of honoring the moment you're in without being swept away by it. In modern life, we're used to the convenience of just-in-time, living ordering groceries on demand, relying on real-time digital communication, expecting power and Wi-Fi to always be available. But when that rhythm gets disrupted, even briefly, it can feel surprisingly disorienting unless we've already taken the time to plan ahead. And planning ahead isn't just about having things, it's also about cultivating the mindset that knows how to adapt when things go off track. Are you mentally prepared for a sudden blackout or the silence that comes when your phone has no signal? Could you calmly navigate a few days without the conveniences you've grown accustomed to? These are the kinds of questions that invite us into deeper self-awareness. And it's not about becoming a survivalist, it's about becoming someone who doesn't fall apart when circumstances change. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Having a plan for how to check on loved ones, where to meet if separated, or how to get accurate information if the internet goes down are simple but powerful ways to bring stability into moments of uncertainty. And this kind of preparation doesn't just serve you, it becomes a gift to others. You become the calm presence in the room, the neighbor who's thought ahead, the friend who knows what to do, not out of superiority, but out of care. So while stocking up on supplies is wise, don't overlook the importance of mental and emotional readiness. Create small rituals that help you stay centered during unexpected changes, breathing exercises, mindful check-ins, short meditations, or even keeping a list of calming reminders you can turn to. In doing so, you remind yourself that even when systems fail, you don't have to. The lesson here is simple but powerful. True preparation is not just having what you need, it's knowing who you are in the face of uncertainty. And when you bring both practicality and presence together, you become not only prepared but unshakable. As we've explored, July 2025 carries energies of great disruption, but also deep awakening. These cosmic events are not here to frighten us, but to awaken us to what truly matters. In the face of change, we are given a choice to react with fear or to respond with clarity, courage, and compassion. Remember, transformation begins not in the skies, but within. The more we prepare inwardly with stillness, awareness, and kindness, the more resilient we become in a changing world. Let this month be not only a test, but a turning point. Not just a storm, but a cleansing. Not just an ending, but a new beginning. If this video brought you insight or peace, please support the Journey of Wisdom by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming videos on Buddhist wisdom, astrology, and the deeper meaning behind life's unfolding events. Until next time, stay safe, stay mindful, and keep walking your path with wisdom.